December is an exciting month with Christmas, New Year's, and that time to dump all of your unused PTOs at the last minute. It has become a tradition for the Code Geass team to announce what's coming next on Lelouch's birthday. You might recall that they revealed more details about Rose the Recapture last year during the Lelouch birthday livestream. This year they once again had a Lelouch birthday livestream to announce the future of this IP. So let's go on a journey to learn what's in store for the future of Code Geass. Our journey begins with some minor announcements about stuff that you can purchase. There's these Code Geass merchandise from Thank You Mart, pre-orders for this Colin figure wearing the same outfit from Initiation, this new artwork of a Lelouch poster with a case to display it, and finally this exclusive Lelouch birthday box, which includes this stylized box that contains a new Lelouch artwork and a brand new necklace. I can already see the fangirls losing it. That's cool, but you're probably wondering about, the bigger stuff. Let's go through those announcements as our stepping stones to the really big one, starting with Lost Stories. That mobile game that did have a global release, but of course, Como Games messed that one up. Thanks a lot, assholes. Anyways, the game is currently at Resurrection, and when those 7 chapters end, then they're going to go into Rose Other Recapture. I mean, this is obvious since they already had a Rose event earlier this year, and of course it's also frustrating because they'll probably retcon even more things through those new chapters. At least the game will continue for another year or so. They didn't really talk about if Pure Almeria will play into the future stories in Lost Stories. This is especially important to note because they just had an event. Well, not really an event, but they released one of the pilots into the game as part of the 2.5 anniversary event. In addition to this announcement, the Code Geass Lost Story vertical scrolling manga is now available with the first 4 chapters for free. It's too bad it's never going to get translated, at least officially, but at least the art is amazing. I'm curious if they're going to have changes in this scrolling manga from the game, or new content. Either way, it's going to be a lot of fun to go through. The next one is a fun one, a grand event where they will air all 13 Code Geass films in theaters continuously. That's right, the 5 Akito films, the 4 films for the alternative anime timeline, and the 4 Rose Other Capture films. By the way, I recently ranked these films along with the other anime in Code Geass, video in the description below. This idea isn't horrible, but I doubt anyone would sit through all of it though. It will be a fun experience where the fans can see how the quality of this series dips between the film tetralogy and Rose Other Capture. Still, I wish they would do something like that in the USA, but of course, that's never going to happen. Okay, so moving on. Did you know there's an official Code Geass YouTube channel? Well, it's true, and they launched it this year. To end this year, they're going to have a year-end video project. I assume it's just going to be a collection of Code Geass clips from the original anime and Rose Recapture with some fun animations. By the way, they were also showing the episodes of the original anime on the channel in preparation for this announcement. I'm excited to see what they have in store for us. Well, sort of. Code Geass came out in 2006, which means that in 2026, it'll mark 20 years since it began. Great. More reminders of how closer we all are to the grave. Anyways, they are going to release a 20th anniversary Blu-ray collection, which includes all the past anime and all the extra content that we've seen before. I didn't see any announcement for a Rose Other Capture Blu-ray release. Instead, they only announced that it is exclusively streaming on Disney+. Very interesting. So far, from looking at the product, besides the disc and the case art, the collection content seems to be the same as the 15th anniversary or even other past collections. Which means that Code Geass is basically copying Skyrim, GTA 5, and The Last of Us by continuously re-releasing the same product over and over again in the hopes that you'll buy it because it's a quote-unquote new release. So, is it worth it? I guess only for those that don't have this collection, of course, and at least the quality of the Blu-rays is better than that shit Code Geass collection that Crunchyroll rolled out last year. By the way, they still haven't sold out all of them, which I predicted, and had to lower the price to $200 during Black Friday, and now it's $400. Why don't they just keep the $200 as the base price since no one is buying it anyways? Who knows and who cares? This 20th anniversary DVD Blu-ray collection isn't the only way they are going to celebrate the anniversary, because they also announced something big, something incredible, something mind-blowing, something... Just kidding, they announced that they're working on new works, whatever the hell that means. Basically, an announcement that there will be another announcement in the future. We've been down that road before, so does this mean we're getting Rose Season 2, an Oz adaptation, a different manga adaptation, Zero the End, Karma Suzaku? Who knows? It's about as vague as you can get. I have two main concerns about this announcement. Number one is the lack of vision.
You had paid the price for your lack of vision.
They are once again relying on the nostalgia of the past to sell you more of the same. This is frustrating because you can only do so much with this. If these people did any introspection, it would become clear that this isn't what the fans really want. Lost Stories has been a success for a variety of reasons, one of which is the story did a great job of incorporating what came before while also creating something new. Yes, it's basically retelling the original story with a new character plotline, but it also incorporates the events from Oz, Akito, and Lancelot and Gurren into the narrative. This is huge since most of the side material has been ignored by these people. On the official YouTube channel, most of the videos cover the original anime and Rosé of Recapture. There's almost nothing on anything else. Side note, I'm getting kind of tired with the clip farming from that channel. Now, in case you didn't know, Lost Stories is making a ton of money. So clearly, people like this direction that the IP is going in. That's why I get frustrated with the justification of Rosé of Recapture. They keep insisting that they need to create new characters and stories to push the franchise forward when they already did several times. And Rosé isn't even a good example of doing this because it shits on what came before and barely adds anything new without recreating a pale imitation of the past. It actually pisses me off how much they brown-nose this show as if it's something good. Sorry, but saying that Rosé is reverse of Zero and therefore it's fine that the show copies the original is what we call a lazy cop-out for this pile of shit. Has the true goal of the 10-year plan been to just resell the same thing over and over again without creating something truly unique? I certainly hope not, but so far, that's what it seems to be. If these people want this IP to survive, they're gonna have to commit to creating something completely new, and for God's sake, stop ignoring the side material. Moving on to problem number 2. Here we go again.
Here we go again.
The vagueness of this announcement reminds me of the 2020 announcement for Genesis RE Code and Z of Recapture. They had a ton of info of the gacha game and basically nothing on Z of Recapture. At least then we knew we were getting an anime. It took almost 3 years later to give us any definitive update on what was going on with it. And here, it's more of the same. Here are some updates on our gacha game, and don't worry, we're doing something, we're working on something. The 20th anniversary is going to be big. It's just sad they relied on this gacha game as a critical part of this 10-year plan, when other IPs just focus on, the anime, the thing that made this IP what it is today. My concern about this vagueness relates to the production of Rosé of Recapture, a series that was rushed as evident by certain interviews with the creators, and of course, just watching the show clearly indicates this. This franchise seems to be a product of poor planning other than Lost Stories. I guess earning over $100K a month keeps you focused. Who knew? By not giving us any specifics on anything, it only furthers my concern that the final product will be as bad as Rosé of Recapture. If they were confident in their own project, we would have gotten some specifics on stuff. It's only a year away after all. I hope this isn't the case, and the vagueness is just to build up hype and not compensate for a last-minute project. I think it's great that the series will celebrate 20 years, well not next year, but the year after that, but I'm worried about the state it's in now, and the state it'll be in by the time it gets there. People who are working on this new whatever it is, please learn from the past to know what has worked, don't repeat the same mistakes, please don't ignore the side material, and genuinely work towards making a series that doesn't cheaply copy what came before, but surpasses it.